Part of the problem is indebted sovereigns cannot keep indefinitely relying on IMF bailouts or debt relief to foster debt sustainability. What action must they take to get their house in order? Because when I look at Sri Lanka, a country I'm very familiar with, it's emerging from a crippling economic crisis, and it's now IMF bailout number 17. In terms of structural economic reform, anti-corruption measures, economic diversification, what do they need to do?
Well, this is the moral hazard problem. That is to say, developing countries, they know that they can be bailed out, and therefore then they don't put their fiscal house in order. So I think you have to use some kind of carrot and stick, right? So we will give you a bailout, or we'll give you the opportunity to restructure with IMF or World Bank funding, but we want results in certain areas. We want you to introduce certain reforms. We want you to do certain things about balancing budgets and so on and so forth. So this is the perennial problem. It has been happening since the end of World War II, moral hazard. And the only way to address it is to essentially introduce a sequence in which, you're providing funding, but in exchange for reforms, in exchange for policies that will minimize the probability of, in the future, those countries having problems.
Mauro, Liu Kun, China's finance minister, has said commercial creditors should follow the principle of joint action, fair burden when it comes to debt settlement. So is this part of the problem? Has the G20 really worked out China's role within the common framework and how this responsibility of dividing up debt relief should work?
Well, not yet. And this is, again, another problem that we have been dealing with for the last 20 years. China, also India, but especially China, has become a very important economy, but it still doesn't have the influence over, for example, IMF or World Bank, for that matter, decision-making that it should. So we should be engaging with China so much more in terms of these debt restructurings, because China has money, and China has a large economy, and it has clout, it has influence with many of these countries out there that are running into trouble. So I don't think we have done enough in the West, in Europe and the United States, to bring China and having them sit at the table and playing a constructive role in the context of all of these financial problems that, could have a large impact, especially in developing nations.
Hi, I'm Emily Tan, and thanks for watching CNBC. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.